Guys, welcome back to the channel. Guys, today's video stems from a little lesson that my mom used to give me as a child. She would always tell me, Hamza, no matter how much you dislike somebody or how much someone is a bad person in your eyes, always take the good from them and leave the bad. Because essentially every human being on the planet has some good to them and some bad to them. Right? They have flaws. No one is perfect. None of us are perfect, which is why we're on this journey in the first place, where we're trying to improve ourselves every single day. And we will never get to being 100, right? We'll never get to our destination. This is going to be a whole separate video. I think I also discussed this in another video of mine, where there's no destination for self-improvement, for this journey. This is one journey that's going to be lifelong. Even on your deathbed, you'll be looking for ways to improve. So there's no one point where you can go and be like, okay, yeah, I've reached my destination. My self-improvement journey is complete, because no human being can be perfect. We weren't designed to be perfect. We all have our flaws, and we will always have flaws. We can work on them. We can fix some of them 100%, but some flaws we can improve, but we can't just take out of us, right? We can't get rid of them completely, no matter how much we try, no matter how much we work towards them. This is not disheartening, but it's the reality, right? That's the way human beings work. We will never be perfect people. We'll always have some good to us and some bad to us. And that applies to everyone around us as well. That applies to everyone we communicate with, everyone we come into contact with, people that we think are our enemies, or people that we think are against us, and people that we're going to battle with, or people that, you know, are our competitors. They have their good and bads as well. The best thing to do in that case is that if you have to communicate with them, or if you have to deal with them, or if you're watching them, right? Take the good from them and leave the bad. Don't take the bad with you. If it's your friends, let's say it's your friends. Your friends have some good in them and a lot of bad in them as well, right? So when you hang out with these guys, and when you listen to them, and when you listen to their opinions, take the good ones, take their good habits, take their good characteristics. See how they treat people. Let's say you have a friend who treats people really well, but is extremely lazy on the other end. Take that habit, see how he treats people. See what his mannerisms are, see how he speaks to them, see how he deals with them. Take those skills. Leave the laziness aside, leave the procrastination aside, right? I'll give you guys an example. I don't particularly like Donald Trump, right? My views don't align with his, for the most part. So I don't particularly have a lot of liking for the guy. But I have to give him respect where it's due. I have to respect his hustle. I have to respect his willpower. I have to respect his determination. Man joked and said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna become president of the United States," and people laughed a little too hard. He said, "Well, you know what? Now I'm gonna actually do it. I'm gonna show you guys." And guess what? He did it, right? People want to talk about, oh, he got a $1 million loan from his dad, and he turned that into $1 billion. Guys, not a single one of us watching this video can say that we turned a dollar of $1 million to $1 billion, right? We can't. It's just it's a very, very difficult task. A lot of people have $1 million, right? And there's only very few of them who could turn them into as much money as he's turned it into, and how he's used it, and how he's won. He's won at life, essentially, right? Or sportsmen. There are various sportsmen. For example, John Jones is fighting this weekend. I don't particularly like the guy. I think he's a druggie. He does roids. I don't like him. I don't like the way he lives. He doesn't live the way I preach he does. But he's great at something. He has an outstanding amount of willpower. His visualization is second to none. Same goes for Conor McGregor. I don't like the guy now, but you have to give him respect where it's due. When he was coming up, he was the most gifted, most hardworking fighter out there. The way he would visualize things, and he would say how he was going to win and then go on and win the same way. You have to take these traits from people that you don't like. I'm trying to incorporate the visualization that McGregor says he has into my own life. I not only just the fight game, but in life in general, right? I want to visualize things so clearly that I can actually sense them. I can feel them, Right now, I see things. Yes, I do 100%. I see them. I see that I'm going to grow on this YouTube channel. I see that I'm going to get rich one day, inshallah. I see that I'm going to create businesses. I see that I'm going to become a good fighter. I see that I'm going to have a great body. But I don't feel it yet. His visualization was on another level. I need to train my mind still. So these are the traits that I'm talking about, guys. You know, my friend and I were having this discussion, and Hamza, the self-improvement YouTuber, he is someone that I take a lot of inspiration from, right, for these videos, and I've based a self-improvement journey on a lot of what he's done. And my friend was like, well, he's got these certain traits, or he's said these certain things that Hamza, you don't agree with. He's atheist, for example, right? How are you basing your improvement journey or your YouTube channel around a lot of his content when he's literally an atheist and blames his father for a lot of, you know, trauma that he dealt with, and he openly ridicules his father sometimes? I said I didn't have to agree with everything he said to appreciate the content that helped me. You get what I mean? I took from him what was good for me. When he preached meditation, when he preached journaling, when he preached going to the gym, when he preached getting into martial arts, when he preached breathing exercises, when he preached mewing, stuff like that. I took that from him because that was good for me. I could see it. And then I left the bad. I saw that, okay, this is not something I agree with. His religious views are not something I agree with. Him talking about living a hedonistic or degenerate lifestyle is not something I agree with. So I left that. I left that aside. And this is what I'm talking about. Guys, you need to use your brain when you talk to people. Don't just listen to people blindly because 75% of what they're saying is right. So it doesn't mean that the other 25% of what they're saying was going to be 100% correct. Same goes for Andrew Tate, for example. I love the guy, right? Certain things he says, I agree with a lot of his points that he makes. I think he's done a net positive for this world. I'll make a whole video about my feelings towards him. But I genuinely think that for the most part, he's had a net positive in the world. He's got millions and millions of guys to go out and start working out, to improve their lives, to get on the grind, right? Now, obviously, some of his views I don't agree with. I don't have to agree with everything he's saying because he's helped me in certain ways, all right? Or a lot of what he said has helped me in certain things. I don't have to agree with everything he's saying. I need to use my brain and separate the good from the bad, and then take the good and leave the bad. That's how it is. A lot of what Tate says doesn't match with my religious views. I leave those things. A lot of what he did, I don't agree with. You know, the way he rose to fame, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with a lot of arrogant things he says. I don't agree with a lot of things he says, you know, about certain topics that I don't want to speak about because that's not what my channel is based on. But I don't agree with a lot of those things. But then there are things that he says that have helped me, that have truly opened my head, like that have genuinely motivated me at times that I didn't feel like going to the gym or working hard. You know, the things he says about, it doesn't matter what you feel like as a man. You need to get up and go to work. You need to do what has to be done. Those kind of things really stick out to me because that's the mindset I want to adopt. Having that iron mindset. The guy's undefeated in terms of his mentality, right? No one comes close. Even his visualization, all these rich guys, all these big people who made it big, they had crazy amounts of visualization. Same goes for Khabib Nurmagomedov, right? Their visualization was crazy. I'll make a whole separate video about how you can take the example of visualization from these guys and put it into your own life, or how I'm trying to do it at least. But that's not the topic of this video. Again, just to finish off, guys, you don't like someone, doesn't matter. If you are listening to them, or if you're forced to listen to them, like most of you are when it comes to Andrew Tate, he's all over your feed. Instead of ignoring everything he's saying, listen to what he says, right? See what you agree with. See what motivates you. Take that. See what triggers you. See what you don't agree with. Ask yourself why it's bad for you, or why you don't agree with it, or why it's making you feel that way. If the answer to that why is strong enough, then leave that bad aside. Leave that bad with him. Sometimes the answer to that why isn't good enough for yourself. You know, you ask yourself, why is this triggering me? And the answer to it is because it's the truth, and the truth sometimes stings. then you gotta adopt the truth no matter how harsh it is. You get what I'm saying? So when it comes to judging what a person is saying and taking what's good from them and what's bad from and leaving what's bad from them, take what's evidently good for you. Take what clearly makes sense as good to you. Take it as soon as possible. Adopt it into your own life. Then see what you think is bad. Ask yourself why you think it's bad. If the answer is good enough, leave it. If the answer is not good enough, and the answer is, well, it's bad for me, or I feel bad when I listen to it because it's the truth, then accept it and try to make yourself better. That's essentially the message of this video. I think I rambled on a little bit too much in this one, but it is what it is, guys. I just like getting my point completely clear, so I'd rather talk more than less, right? So I'll see you guys next time, and until next time, I love you guys.